Hi everyone, I am your fave nurse B. Thanks for coming back to my channel. So today I want to give you all a very in-depth video talking about everything that you need to know about becoming an LPN, going to LPN school, and then life after going to LPN school. So I'm going to have all the questions in the description box, and then I'm also going to have the timestamps for each question in the comment section. So make sure if you want to go and look for a specific question, go there, click it. I want to make this as accessible for you all as possible. If anyone has questions about becoming an LPN or what it's like, refer them to this video. Make sure that you like, you comment, you subscribe. I have tons of videos. I have like over 200 videos talking about being an LPN, being a nurse, being a CNA, being a CMT, nursing school tips, study guides, all that jazz here on this channel. Make sure you share it, you like it, and you comment down below. If you have any more questions about anything that I'm going over, put that in the comment section. And then also I have a lot of videos talking about some of these specific questions. So when you see me do this, that means there's an iCard. You click on that iCard, it'll take you directly to that video. And I will also have all of the videos in the description box as well. I want to give you all the info I have about being an LPN, so let's get right into the video. Okay, so first we're going to go over some things that you should know before becoming an LPN. Now, you all submitted all these questions, so I appreciate all of your questions you submitted. Like, y'all made this entire video for me basically, and I'm going to go over some general information as well. So the first question is, why is there always a rumor that LPN is being eliminated? So untrue. However, it continues to be brought up over and over. LPN is not going anywhere. So I think the main reason, I could pretty much do a whole video talking about why I think people believe that LPNs are being phased out, but I think it probably once started off with LPNs leaving the hospital, and since LPNs have left the hospital, I think that pretty much sparked the idea in everyone's head that LPNs are going to be phased out. And then every time there's new nurses coming in, they hear the rumor, and it's like they perpetuate, and then some people are just ignorant, and they heard something about it years ago and they keep bringing it up, and they don't even work in the field to know that there's LPNs freaking everywhere. And all you have to do is go on Indeed, like literally go on Indeed, type in LPN jobs, and then just see how many pop up in your area. And also LPNs are being put back in the hospital, so there's a lot of job opportunities for LPN. I'm going to go into more detail, but I think the main reason is because people are just ignorant about the subject. And then also like the culture of like people being really into your title is so big that I think LPN, since we are the entry level of nursing, like the bottom of the totem pole, as you would say, some people would say, I think that they just kind of write us off like, oh, you know, because people want to go further and further. Like people just, they become a nurse and they just want to jump into becoming a nurse practitioner. Like that's a whole other video. But anywho, that's the main reason. I think it's just ignorance. Number 2 is, what is the best way to pass the entry exam? Here's the thing. You need to look at the school or schools that you want to go to, see what the test is that they are using. So a lot of schools are using HESI or TEAS tests. Get you a TEAS study guide. Doesn't have to be like the newest one. You can go to the library, check it out. And I would say do the practice exam in the back before you do any studying. Do the practice exam. Time yourself, because the test is timed when they give it to you. Time yourself doing it. And then afterwards, look and see what you got wrong. Go over those specific subjects that you got wrong. Do it for about an hour, 2 hours a day for like a week or two, and then go back and retake the test and see from there, okay, do I need to go back and go over some more things? You can also do what I did, which is I got a GED book and I just studied the GED book and did that. And then my school, I saw that they were, we had to do something called the Wonderlic test. So I just went online, I put in practice questions for Wonderlic, and I just studied them, and that's how I pretty much got it in. I would say the biggest thing to do though is to pay for the test. Pay for the test, have a date. That will give you the motivation to actually sit down and study. Because if you keep on saying, oh, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, like you're really not going to, I feel like, give yourself like that push to study if you don't have like a set in stone deadline to do it. Like you're going to keep pushing it off unless you have a deadline. You put your money where your mouth is. That's to me the biggest way to pass an entry exam. Number 3, what are the best ways to prepare for an LPN program? So I know you all have heard me talk about the Nurse B Academy. I am still going to be launching. I've been working on it and I'm tweaking some things. Just really want to make sure that it's as best for you all as possible. But I do have a video talking about how to prepare for nursing school. For me, I know people, the best way I would say is to learn your learning style, and then to maybe go over some medical terminology, and to also start getting your life together. So your finances, your home, if you need to throw stuff away in your home, if you need to find and create a specific like study area in your home, if you need to make sure you have all your housing together, pay some bills ahead of time if you can, get as many hours as you can from work, talk to your job about changing your hours at work. Get your life in order before going into nursing school will make things so much easier, because nursing school is hard. If we could live in a bubble and just go to nursing school, it'd be a lot easier versus trying to balance life and nursing school. So if you can get your life together as much as possible, nursing school will be easier. I know some people, I would say, do not go out and buy nursing books and try to study nursing books. All it's going to do is frustrate you, because you don't have the context of an actual instructor going through this information with you and teaching it to you. Reading it is just going to frustrate you. So like I said, learn your study style and maybe look over some medical terminology. There's some other things you can do, like you can get like a book that's about how to take nursing school exams. You can get a book like that and actually learn how to learn. And that's really what I want to go over in the NurseB Academy, is teaching you all how to learn, teaching you all how to answer NCLEX questions, how to actually create study materials from nothing, how to create study guides from yourself, teach you how to learn and teach you how to think as a nursing student. That's the biggest thing, is people switching their mindset to being like, okay, this is how I need to start thinking in order to be successful in nursing school, because nursing school is a whole nother beast. So that's that. Number 4 is, if you're a CNA, will you get credit towards an LPN program? So I'm guessing this person is a CNA and she's wondering, he or she is wondering, if they go for an LPN program, will the LPN program count their CNA certification as part of like the curriculum for LPN? Where I went, no, but you could look in your area and see. I've never seen one. I know it makes it easier for you to get through nursing school if you already are a CNA. It's just easier. But I've never seen any like CNA to LPN programs. You can look them up. I would be weary of them and really look at the fine print of them and make sure it's legit. Look at the price, make sure they're not trying to hike up the price, because some of these schools are out to get you. So number 5, how long do prerequisites typically take before applying? I get this question a lot. You have to look at the school specifically. I do have videos telling you all how to plan out your school schedule, plan out your prerequisites the best way I feel like is possible to get through them to get into a nursing program. But I would say typically it takes about a year. Give yourself a solid year. You might want to include the summer program. So say you do fall, spring, summer, that's a year. Or you could start in the summer, do fall, do spring. You could start in the spring, do spring, summer, fall. Give yourself about a solid year around all 3 seasons, or that's not all 3 seasons, but so all 3 semesters to get yourself done with it. But of course, it really depends on the school, because some LPN programs, it's a vocational school, so you go right into the school. There's no prerequisites. It's all built into the program. Okay, number 6, could you do the pay rates for different states? Maybe a list of the costs for the LPN program in different states. No, I ain't doing all that. So I do have a video where I talked about my pay going from CNA to LPN. If you go to that video, I have like over 1,000 comments. People have put the state they were in and how much they were getting paid. That video is a great resource. I'm telling you. Go to that video, go to the comments. That comment section was lit. I love that comment section. I love that. Like, anyways, go there. It will give you a really good idea of how much LPNs are being paid across the U.S. And of course, you can do an Indeed search. I like Indeed and I like salary.com and Glassdoor. Those 3, I think, does Indeed do pricing, but Glassdoor and salary.com, they kind of give you an idea how much you're going to get paid. Sometimes you can go like on Facebook groups and ask people around how much they're getting paid, or just search in that Facebook group salary, and you might see some salaries for your area. Mostly as far as the cost of school, like that would just be a lot of work for me to do that. But just look in your area and see. That's to me the best way to do it. All right, so number 7, any advice on vocational school LVN wanting to bridge to RN since most vocational school classes don't transfer? Okay, so that right there is advice in itself for you all to know that if you do go to a vocational LPN or LVN program, more than likely those prerequisites that you took that are built into the program, they will not transfer when you want to go and get your RN or you want to get your BSN, yada yada yada. They typically do not transfer. So for me, the school I went to here in St. Louis, Missouri, we had to do human growth and development, A&P. What else we had to do that's like considered a prereq. Those were the 2 prereqs we had to do, but it was built into the program. When I came out, I still had to go ahead and take A&P 1 and 2, biology. I had to take human growth development. I had to do all of that over again because those did not transfer, because those classes were like 8 weeks long, and typically, you know, it's 12 weeks to do the classes outside of the vocational school, so they don't transfer. So I would say before even going into a vocational school, ask them, do the credits transfer? If not, then you have to think about that if you want to go on and do a bridge program. So in this instance, there's really not any advice except for the fact that you have to retake it, which for some people is pretty good. Like me, I felt a lot more confident going into A&P 1 and 2 because I had already taken it during nursing school, and I just felt like it just gave me like that extra layer of education, extra layer of knowledge, because A&P, you know, you really need to know A&P to be a nurse. Like there's A&P is where it's at. So it's nerve-wracking. You don't want to have to retake a class, but it is what it is, and I feel like I did better the second time around. So only advice I can say is talk to the school, see if they transfer. If not, it is what it is. You have to retake it again. Hopefully it's not too many classes. Like me, I only had to take 2 classes over, so that's all I can say about that. But it is something to keep in mind, so I'm glad the person asked about it. Single parent and paying for LPN school scholarships that are out there. How are the schedules for clinicals in the LPN program? Okay, so as far as scholarships, yeah, I still probably will do a video talking about scholarships, because I just went to the library and I just opened up a book for scholarships and I just started looking at all of them and seeing what the requirements are and go from there. I would say though, if you do want to apply for scholarships for nursing school, that could be something that you could do to prepare you for nursing school, is to start looking at scholarships, getting everything done that you have to get done. Maybe start you a binder and put all the scholarships in there. Start you an Excel sheet and put all the scholarships, all the deadlines, and what you need to get done. That way, by the time you start nursing school, you already have everything for those scholarships done. All you have to do is submit them, because trying to be in nursing school and filling out stuff for scholarships and looking for scholarships, that's a lot of work. So that could be a good way to prepare for nursing school, is to get your scholarships in order. Look at your community colleges, because a lot of them do have scholarships available, and sometimes your job will have tuition reimbursement, so look into that, especially if you work for a nursing home or a hospital. Look into that, or you might want to become a CNA just so you can have a job that will help you pay for school, or a PCT.
So here's another question that I get a lot. Of course, you just need to contact the school, go on their website and see how long the program is. But typically you're looking at 12 months to complete an LPN program. Some schools do it within 16 or 18 months, but I definitely would not go to a school for like 2 years for LPN. It's just like you might as well go for your RN. But I do know here in St. Louis that there is a community college. You have to do 1 year of prereqs and then 1 year of the nursing program. But the best bet is to go to the school's website. Now, people definitely want to know, and they need to know, what are the best grades to get as far as your prereqs before getting into a program. First, look at your schools before you start your programs. Look at your schools. Look at more than one school and see what their requirements are. Typically, they want you to have maybe a 2.5 GPA, 3.0 GPA, and then you want to make sure that you get A's and B's on your core science classes. So your A&P 1 and 2, if you have to take micro, you want to get A's and B's. It just makes you way more competitive. Some areas are way more competitive than others. So definitely look at the school's website before you do your prereqs. Sorry, you all, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning when I'm recording this, so yeah. Okay, so as far as knowing like what's the best schools for LPN, again, do your research. Look and see what the NCLEX pass rate is. Look at their graduation rate. You can find this on their websites. You can see the price. Compare different schools in your area. Look at 2, 3, 4 different schools in your area if you have that many, and look at the different prices. Go on Facebook, look up in Facebook groups, type in that school's name in the search bar in Facebook groups and see if it comes up. See what people have to say about it. That's the best way. Ask people in your community, your nursing community, CNAs that you know, nurses that you know. Put it on your Facebook and ask people, do they know anything about it? Just try to get as much information as possible. Go up to the school. Look at the school. Look and see, like, is everything up to date? What do their labs look like? What type of clinicals do they go to? Like, what sites do they go to? Just to get an idea of, if it really fits you and if it's worth your money. At the end of the day, you have to realize that you are paying for school. They're not doing you any favors. You're paying for this education. So, did you want to add anything? So definitely do your research. I would just be weary of for-profit schools just because, it could be a whole hot mess. But at the end of the day, I know some places is so competitive that it's so competitive that's the only place that you can go to. So yes, LPNs are nurses. We do sit for our NCLEX, which is the state board of nursing test to be licensed or registered in the state. So definitely, yes, we are nurses.